In this video, I'm going to tell you how to use the 80-20. In this post, I'm going to tell you how to use the 80-20 principle and traffic. First, it's important to understand the 80-20 principle and how this applies to your traffic. 20% of your posts are typically going to drive about 80% of your traffic. Now this could be 10%, this could be 9%. There's always this imbalance of a ratio. It is never 50-50. Now that you know about this imbalance, you can take advantage of it. Let's say your blog is getting 10,000 visits a month total. Your top post is getting 1,000 visits a month. Well, if you take advantage of this 80-20 principle and try to grow this 20%, that's your whole goal, is to grow the top 20%. If you add 5 posts that get 2,000 visits a month, now you've doubled your traffic with only 5 blog posts. That's right, you can double your traffic with only 5 blog posts. You can double your traffic with only 5 blog posts. And let's look at this, contrasting the options that you have to grow blog post traffic. This really comes in only 2 ways. 1, growing existing content traffic, or 2, posting new content. That's it. 2 ways. This is typically through updating or link building. Yuck. And when you do these 2 ways, updating content is difficult and low return. Let's say you have a post that's getting 500 visits a month. If you want to move that up the ladder, first of all, there's a ceiling. There's only so much search volume for a given topic. If you've written about a topic and you're ranking on average position 3 or position 4, if you increase that, you're not going to necessarily double your traffic to that post. And even if you do, that's a very hard climb sometimes. Now, the other way to increase this blog post traffic is to increase click-through rate. Let's say you're ranking position number 1 already, and you are getting a 20% click-through rate. If you bump that up to 25%, you're not doubling traffic to that post. This method is very difficult. Conversely, new content is you simply create. But you're starting at 0 and you're going. Here, you're already starting at 1, 2, etc. There's just simply less upside here. All right, to dive a little bit more into the details, we're gonna jump into SEMrush. Okay, let's go. Okay, so we're over here in SEMrush. Your step number 1 is to identify your current top 20% posts. And what I mean by this is just simply finding the top posts that drive you the most search traffic. I'm going to show you an example that is public. This is not a client, it's just a random site that I found in sort of the database space called knowledgegent.com. I'm just going to go into the pages report and I can see their top post right here. And if you right click on keywords, that's going to bring you to a page similar to your internal data in Search Analytics or Google Analytics. I can see their current top post gets 425.3 desktop visits a month and 117 mobile visits a month. So when you add that together, they're getting about 550 visits a month or 6,600 visits a year for that one post. So that's your step number 2, is to figure out how much traffic the top posts are getting. In this case, it's about 6,600 for that post. So what this means is strategically is my goal, if I were to be helping this client, would be to try to find content for them that gets 1,000 visits a month or annually 12,000 visits a year. That's the goal. It might not always be possible depending upon their domain authority, depending upon the competition, but that's your goal. Because it makes no sense to just add new content that's going to get 200 visits a month or 500 visits a month. That's not going to really amplify their traffic growth. So I'm going to pull up one quick example of a topic that I think could do this for them. And the topic is data processing cycle. It's a keyword. It gets 2,400 searches a month. But more importantly, you need to be estimating the potential traffic that a topic and thus a piece of content can give you. And the way that I do that is if you go to this post, that's currently ranking. I guess my access is denied. I'm blacklisted, apparently. This is the post here, data processing cycle with stages, diagram, and flowchart. This is the current top ranked post for this topic. Now, this process I'm doing is a bit of an art in itself, so you need to be careful when you're doing these estimates. You need to find a post that matches exactly or almost exactly, topically speaking, that deserves to be ranking here number 1. And when you do that, then you're going to take that post URL and you're going to put that back into SEMrush and go to the URL report. I can see that this current top post, which I'm apparently blocked from, for this topic is getting 549 desktop visits a month and 288 mobile visits a month. So I can look at that topic as a whole and say, okay, if my client or the site I was working for were to rank number 1 there, we'd get about 850 visits a month, maybe a little more, maybe a little less, for a total of 10,200 visits a year. That's not quite the 2x growth or the 2x estimate that I had here, but that's pretty darn good. That one post could grow that site's blog traffic a whole lot. So that's the end goal here, is to review the steps. We have identified your top 20%. We've pulled out the monthly and annual traffic that your top posts are getting, and then you're going to step 3, find topic ideas to drive that much traffic or more with one post. And you only need to do a few posts or a handful of posts to quickly start to grow your traffic. So again, the bottom line here is to grow the top 20%. That is the way to get exceptional blog traffic growth. Okay, I hope this was helpful. We'll see you next time.